at the perfect price.
It was the moment I realized I was about to lose my job.
I found myself searching for pills instead of just being with my family.
At that moment, I finally decided to get help from my addiction to opioids.
The prescription painkillers.
At turntohelpnow.com, you'll learn that opioid dependence is a real medical condition and that there are different ways to get help, including those in a private setting, without the need for daily visits.
That moment led me to turntohelpnow.com.
And now, it's Car Concerns with the award-winning new car dealer, Harry Douglas. And now, your car star, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are with Car Concerns. Boy, a wild ride on the stock market yesterday. Yes, hello, my name is Harry Douglas. If you follow me on the, I can't do this. I can't do that right there. You're going to have to back out of there. But anyhow, if you follow us on the Car Concerns Auto Index 100 newsletter, Wednesday night we sent the email blast out. We wanted you to get as liquid as you can. We knew what the stock market was about to do. It's about to it is making a correction. We don't know how deep the correction's going to be, but it looks like it's going to go a little bit deeper. Stocks were way off yesterday, big sell-off. We got liquid. That's what we were doing in the last 24 hours. I told you we were going to get liquid, and we did. How long we stay liquid? Well, stocks are a little bit overpriced right now. I've said that for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So we're not as bullish on stocks as we were a month ago. Anyhow, let's go to Myron Stokes. He's one of the guys I follow on LinkedIn. Myron, we've been talking back and forth on LinkedIn about this Chrysler deal. I made a comment on the board, the dealers. I think it was a dealers management board, and you also followed up with a comment. You want to make a comment about what the deal was made yesterday? It seems like Ray LaHood flew up to Auburn Hills, sat down with Sergio Marcioni, and come up with a deal to fix these Jeeps. Now, here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that the fix is really not going to take care of the problem.
Well, that's the responses that I'm getting from colleagues. Now, they're proposing the trailer hitch as a means to further isolate the tank. They put the fuel tank behind the rear axle, and of course the rear axle would have provided an extra measure of protection.
So what's the trailer hitch going to do? It's just going to act as a ramrod.
Well, one of the recommendations was the installation of a 3mm steel skid, a fuel tank check valve, and a better fuel filler hose. That would have been the anticipated fix because a double measure of additional protection, if you will. I think as General Motors found out with the CK and with the side saddle fuel tanks, they no pun intended, but the biggest possible hot button in terms of creating some sort of hysteria in the market is a vehicle that is said to be prone to fire. And Hollywood has done a very bad job of having everything that gets hit in the movies explode. That is not typically the case. But when since 2010, when there seemed to be a pattern emerging of a higher representation in the vehicles in question, the 1993 to 2004 Grand Cherokees and Liberties, right. Well, then that raises alarms. But I'm just a bit surprised, Harry, like you are, that the fix is an aftermarket trailer hitch, when in fact, as a colleague pointed out, that steel skid, the fuel filler hose, and a check valve would go a long way in attenuating this problem, this alleged problem. But so but my understanding is too that despite the interaction by NHTSA with Marcioni, the investigative investigation continues. It is not over. So,
well, it says here the trailer hitch cannot and will not mitigate the risk of high-energy rear collisions identified in your recall, the request letter. This is Chrysler told the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in a 27-page response letter that was made public by the government Wednesday. Did you read that letter? I haven't seen the letter.
I only saw portions of it, but again, you know, it is important not to get lost in the dialogue. You know, what the public needs to hear is that this problem is addressed, because like in our exchanges, Harry, over the past couple of weeks, you know, we just said that, look, whatever the reasons, you know, if the public perception is that these vehicles are not, you know, are not as safe as they should be, well, you know, Chrysler will suffer, you know, reputational degradation.
They don't care about it shows that they really don't care about the safety of their consumers.
Well, that's the way it looks. So, but to their credit, you know, after the issue was raised, and of course it didn't rise to the level of hysteria that was associated with the CK and other similar incidents, but the very fact that they were refusing to recall, initially saying that we know better, but, you know, as GM, Ford, Audi, others Toyota will tell you, if the NHTSA makes a request and it's not outrageous, and at least it is somewhat supported by sound science, then go on for the benefit of your consumers and for your reputation. Just go on and do it. And as I pointed out in my earlier observations, what we are dealing with here is a conjoining of corporate cultures, one offshore, one domestic, and I'm afraid that that Fiat, again, as I pointed out, they are used to having things their own way, and they just plain and simply did not respond, you know, as quickly as they should have, or recognize the inherent danger from a reputational standpoint, and also from the fact that the NHTSA does have the power to make life extremely difficult for you. So to their credit, they have reversed their position, but as you say, the fix that I'm seeing, you know, may not address the problem to the extent that it should. I like the idea of going deeper, you know, with better fuel filler valve and the 3 millimeter skid plate, and then this way, you know, I'd rather see a situation wherein it's overcorrection, because, you know, Barry, what is the fear by most people when they're out and about driving? The possibility that they may suffer injury or death from a car fire. So I would say that it is important for them to engage in overkill as far as correcting the problem, because I'm not sure that from a production standpoint, this is going to achieve what they need to achieve. What do you think?
Here's what I think. I think that the fact that Ray LaHood, who is going to step down as the head of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, who's going to take his place? Strickland? I don't know. But
Possibly.
anyhow, he's in his last days there. He doesn't want this on his record.
Mm-hmm.
But what does it say about him flying to Auburn Hills to sit down with sit down with Sergio Marchionne, who is the Italian CEO of Chrysler now? Poor Chrysler. They just can't find an American owner. But anyhow, he goes up there and has a sit down. What does that say about this recall? I think it says
they could have never. Well, the thing is, you know, the regulatory body is the NHTSA, and never should they put themselves in a position of apparent servitude to the regulator. I do not believe that was an appropriate move on his part to do that, because
shouldn't Sergio shouldn't he have come to him in Washington, I think.
Well, think about the situation with the Ford Explorer Firestone imbroglio. When McCain called Jack Nasser in, and Jack initially refused to go.
You're talking about the Bridgestone tires on Ford Explorers back in the mid '90s, right?
Yeah, no, in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, but he was called in. He refused to go, but then he was encouraged to. It is a very good idea to go on in front of that congressional committee, and as you know, he did rather well. You simply don't. In which case, Jack went on to Washington, and in my view, it compromises the viability of the agency to do what Ray LaHood just did.
Hey, Myron, hang on a minute. We'll come back. Hey, what do you think about a total recall of these Jeeps? And I'm talking about just getting them off the road and crushing the damn things. Anyhow, hey, I'm Harry Douglas. I'm talking to Myron Stokes. He's one of my LinkedIn fellow buddies. Hey, we'll be right back after the break.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again, because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands, like Fluke. Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Okay, my guest this morning on Car Concerns is Myron Stokes. He is the publisher of E-Emotion Reports. Have I got that right, Myron?
Yes, right. Just like the feeling. It's a legacy site. It's been up since 2001, and we are an automotive and aerospace industries research and analysis site targeting professionals within the academic, media, corporate, and government sectors.
Well, I know I follow you on LinkedIn, and you send me quite a few emails through there, and I read each and every one of them, and I appreciate it. I want you to know because it keeps me informed about some of the things that I talk about on this show. Now, we're talking about this Chrysler recall on these older Jeeps, 2.7 million Jeep SUVs. That's what I'm citing reports of 51 deaths. There's been 51 deaths. Now, hey, Myron, don't you think?
And some are saying that it's more than that. But you know, we are talking about 1993 to 2004. How many of those 2.7 identified are still on the road and perhaps deemed fixable? So I would not advocate the returning crushing of 2.7 million vehicles, but my colleagues, engineer colleagues, believe that a better fix should be implemented here. It's a step in the right direction, and from a reputational defense standpoint, Chrysler has ultimately done the right thing. But I do not feel it was appropriate at all for Ray LaHood to visit Auburn Hills because
it was a secret meeting. It says what I'm reading. It was a secret meeting.
Well, it was, from a public relations standpoint, it was appropriately kept that way. This does not look good at all, if indeed this meeting did occur as is reported. But if indeed it did, it's at the very least, it would have to be deemed inappropriate, Harry. So
I think it's very inappropriate. And Myron, I'm not going to disagree with you about not doing a total recall and getting the. But how do you? No, I'm not going to back off that. I think Chrysler should get these Jeeps off the road. I think they should give the owners a voucher to go buy a new Jeep. I mean, just an unreal deal. Go pick their Jeeps up and take them and crush them because, hey, the only way you're going to fix this problem, Myron, is to get every one of them off the road. Do you remember, who was it? Volkswagen recalled all their vans several years ago, took them in, crushed them all.
Yeah, and of course, this is a kind of a fix. Again, I'll call it a reputational fix that has been suggested before. And frankly, from a marketing standpoint, a marketing, advertising, public relations standpoint, to say that, hey, bring in your questionable Jeep, and we're going to give you a voucher for you to get into another vehicle. I mean, there is no downside to that suggestion, Harry. There is no downside.
Well, here's my thing. You know, if you issue a recall and you do a fix, there's going to be a certain percentage of those Jeeps out there that will escape the recall. You know that.
Right, of course. But and
then the next thing you know, somebody, it's like a car bomb going off. You've seen the pictures of these Jeeps burning.
I have, but I think that a measured but effective approach, would, if they cannot do this total recall followed by crushing, I don't believe that that's going to happen here. But I think that a more sustainable fix is called for, and the trailer hitch only, in my view, will just contribute a fair amount of resistance to intrusion of that area of the vehicle. I mean, the dispersion or the rechanneling of rear end impact forces, well, it will be somewhat better, but I don't know that it accomplishes what is needed here. What they've done is that they've succeeded in isolating the fuel tank between the new trailer hitch, that additional metal, plus the rear axle. So it's a step in the right direction, but the other fixes, as far as the fuel filler, skid plate, this is, they need to go further with it. Beyond what.
Well, in order to totally fix this, Myron, and you're into this, you know what these engineering defects are. Hey, in order to totally fix this vehicle, you're just going to have to about go underneath the vehicle and redo the rear end of it.
That's a part, but
that is what has to be done, and that would not be cost effective for Chrysler. It would be much more cost effective for Chrysler to get these rolling car bombs off the road.
Well, I think Harry, that an appropriate approach here, number one, the step in the right direction was the recall at all. I mean, Chrysler didn't
sure,
realize.
They had to do that.
Yeah, the thing is that they were they had no idea how close they were coming to this existing set of circumstances getting a lot worse. And it would have been a lot worse for Chrysler, because once people say that, well, they don't care about the safety of their consumers, and no matter what release Chrysler issued, they're saying that we are not going to do anything whatsoever, well, that was a prelude to reputational disaster.
Oh, absolutely. I guess you read what I wrote on LinkedIn.
Yes, I did.
And it's exactly the truth. It just showed a lack of concern for their consumers. What the hell? They're Americans. Let's go ahead and let them go up in smoke.
Yeah, well, you certainly don't want that to be the perception, but again, the good thing is that they have reversed their position, and perhaps an additional fix may be imposed, because remember, the NHTSA investigation is not over. Other fixes may be imposed, may be required. We don't know that at this moment, but it is my hope that as the investigation continues, they will recommend a more acceptable.
Well, let me tell you, here's what I'm saying on this show. If you're one of the owners of these 2.7 Jeep SUVs that regulators have posed as a fire risk, and I'm going further than that, I'm saying they're actually rolling car bombs. And I'm calling on all these owners, 2.7 million of you, to go and check and make sure your vehicle's what we're talking about, and take it down to your local Jeep dealer, park it in the service lane, and tell them that you demand justice in this. And justice to me would be a new Jeep.
Well, from a marketing standpoint, that would be a rather extraordinary move on Chrysler's part. There is no downside to that. And again, we don't know what the ultimate outcome of the continuing investigation by NHTSA, but Chrysler needs to be extremely proactive in this.
Hey, Myron Stokes, I want to thank you for being with me on Car Concerns this morning. He's the publisher of E-Motion Reports, folks. Hey, Myron, thanks. We'll have you on again just real soon. I'm Harry Douglas. This is Car Concerns Radio. When your money's on the line, call the line that's on the money. You can always call me, 1-855-CAR Concerns. I'm always here for you. Be right back after the break.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again. Because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands. Like Fluke, Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. And MLS number 3030.
Harry Douglas of Car Concerns Radio has been helping the American motorist with their auto financing problems since 2008 when the American Motorist Vote Campaign was founded. Thousands of American motorists have not only lost their jobs in this economy, but they've also lost their homes and vehicles due to repossession. If you are behind on your payments and facing possible repossession of your automobile, you need to contact Car Concerns Consulting, 1-865-622 3032. Harry's always looking out for you. Harry has financed thousands of vehicles for the retail automotive consumer over the years as an award-winning new car dealer. If anyone knows the ins and outs of automobile financing, it's Harry. Let Harry put these unknown banking loopholes to work for you. If you need the auto financing fix, just call Harry. 1-865-622-3032.
Okay, it says right here after the opening bell there, after on that break, it says stocks recover after a sharp two-day dive. Modest gains for the S&P 500 after it tumbled nearly 4% over the past 2 days. I'm anxious to see what this Friday holds for it. Consumer staples, telecoms lead. But anyhow, yesterday I attended an automotive cyber crime conference, and one of the speakers was Tom Kalowicz. I hope I said his name right. But he is an automotive black box security specialist, and he's a retired professor after 30 years of intense passion towards enhancing vehicle and highway safety while safeguarding civil liberties, and that's what I'm talking about here. The consumer protection and privacy. He's the president of Airmaker, located in North Carolina, and he manufactures the simple-to-use aftermarket product for vehicles. And I've talked to him about this aftermarket, and I think I'm going to further test it. But folks, this black box that is on your automobile, if you own a 2008 up automobile, and I think it's really 2006 and up, your automobile comes with the same thing that is on airliners. It's a recording black box. And not only does it record the functions of your automobile, how fast you drive it, where you drive it, it tells the manufacturer everything you do in that automobile. It's really invasive as far as your privacy goes. They know where you go. They know where you're at. They know how fast you're driving. You know, if you take it into the dealership and say, boy, I'm having this problem, the car's still under warranty. But they look in the black box and they say, well, yeah, but you drive this car almost 100 miles an hour very often. I mean, they know everything, folks. And, I just don't go for it. I just don't go for it. You know, they bring me a brand new car to drive. Oh, gosh, I got to talk about this car. I don't have I'll talk about it in the last segment. But it is the 2003 Lexus 300 Hybrid. Wow. You know, I'm not much on hybrids, and you know how I feel about electric cars, those battery-driven cars. Well, this car has a lithium-ion battery in it, but it operates partially on the motor and partially on the battery. Let me tell you, we drove this thing over 350 miles yesterday. We used a half a tank of gas. It was unreal. And you're saying, okay, but it's a stripped-down Lexus. Well, there is no such thing as a stripped-down Lexus. This car has every amenity on it that you could think possible. Sunroof, leather, air conditioning, great sound system. I mean, it's got it on. Just a fantastic ride. And I got to tell you, the gas mileage on this vehicle, yeah, you do burn some gas. If you put your foot into it, you watch the gas go down just like you do on any other car. But if you keep it in the moderation, and there's gauges in there that tell you that, yeah, you're driving on the battery, yeah, you're charging the battery. It was just it's a fantastic automobile, and it's modestly priced. And if you're out there and you're shopping for a vehicle this weekend, I want you to go test drive this Lexus 300H. That's the H stands for hybrid. Fantastic. I tell you what, I'm going to name it the Car Concerns Car of the Year. I had several that were in the running, but for 2013, this car has got to take it. Not only does it get this fantastic gas mileage in these times of fluctuating gas prices, and gas prices have went up in the past few months, and they come down a little bit last week. But you're roughly looking between $3.50 and $4 a gallon. Outrageous. Gas should not be any more than $2.50 a gallon. So, I'm recommending, I want you to go test drive this 2013 Lexus 300H. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if it's a 300 or a 350. But anyhow, it's a fantastic vehicle. Just go look at the hybrids in the Lexus lineup. Tell them you want to test drive one. Tell them that Harry Douglas sent you. And tell them you want a good deal on it. Yeah, Lexus is not very well known for giving discounts on their vehicles because, hey, I've been driving them the last few weeks the last few months. We've just about drove their whole lineup out at the Car Concerns Radio Proving Grounds, and I got to tell you, Lexus has got a heads up on the rest of the auto industry. Those cars are just unreal, the way they ride and drive. And, I hadn't had them out at the Car Concerns Radio. We've been inundated with General Motors products for the past 4 years. I mean, just every other week or every week it was a General Motors this or a General Motors that. And, when I banned them from the Car Concerns Radio Proving Grounds, General Motors, I said, nope, you will not bring another one of those, and they probably won't ever bring another one to me because they are so pissed off at me. I hope I can say that on the radio. But anyhow, they are so mad at me, and that's what I should have said. I'm sorry. They are so mad at me because I am calling for them to make the American taxpayer, the retail automotive consumer, the American motorist of this country, I'm calling on them to make them whole on the auto bailout. Now, we've sold a bunch of that stock, and we've recovered some of the money, but we haven't recovered all. There's several billion left to go. And General Motors is stubborn. They're having, they say that they're having record profit quarters, but they still won't pay the American motorist, the retail automotive consumer, the American taxpayer. They still won't pay them back. They're going to keep that money. We loaned it to them. We didn't give it to them. I can remember Senator Carl Levin, Democrat, Detroit, congressman. I can remember him sitting up there looking over his glasses. He's got those little spiny glasses. And I can remember him on CNBC one morning sitting there telling me that, this is going to be a good thing. It's going to save a lot of jobs, a bunch of jobs. And the good thing about it is the American taxpayer will recover every dime that they're giving to General Motors and Chrysler and saving all those jobs. Get the coffee in here, and, I'm on a rant here. I can't have you standing over me. Thank you. But anyhow, so he said that we would get all of our money back. He lied to us. Now he's stepping down. He's not going to run for re-election. He probably would still win because, hey, we as Americans, we as voters are some of the dumbest people on the face of the earth. We keep sending these damn people back to Congress, back to the Senate, back to the House of Representatives, back to our state legislature. These people are screwing you, folks. We need, when the forefathers wrote the Constitution and they talked about elections and they talked about people who would hold these offices, they talked about the citizen politicians, meaning that these people would be comprised of citizens. not professional politicians, those who get into office and the first thing they do, the first act they do as in office is to launch their re-election campaign and start collecting money from all these corporations. Yeah, the Supreme Court in 2010 said that these corporations could donate as much as they wanted to the candidate of their choice, who would who would push their agenda. That's when I started the American Motorist Vote campaign in 2008 to kind of fight back on that. Who stands up for the American motorist? Nobody does. As a matter of fact, every time you hear a tax coming down the road, especially in the state capitals, they want to tax the American motorist, a wheel tax, a gas tax. The list goes on and on. They want to tax your insurance. Hey, now there is a movement out there. They want to put this little computer on your car that tells the government exactly, or the IRS, exactly how many miles you drive a year, and they're going to tax you on every mile you drive. I'll be right back after the break. I'm Harry Douglas. This is Car Concerns Radio. Don't get me wound up. I'll be right back.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again. Because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands, like Fluke. Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power and Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Harry Douglas of Car Concerns Radio has been helping the American motorist with their auto financing problem since 2008, when the American Motorist Vote Campaign was founded. Thousands of American motorists have not only lost their jobs in this economy, but they've also lost their homes and vehicles due to repossession. If you are behind on your payments and facing possible repossession of your automobile, you need to contact Car Concerns Consulting, 1-865-622-3032. Harry's always looking out for you. Harry has financed thousands of vehicles for the retail automotive consumer over the years as an award-winning new car dealer. If anyone knows the ins and outs of automobile financing, it's Harry. Let Harry put these unknown banking loopholes to work for you. If you need the auto financing fix, just call Harry. 1-865-622-3032.
Okay, what we're going to be doing over the weekend, of course, we're going to be doing the car buyers, the car calls. We're not doing the webinars anymore. They were too expensive. $399 for an hour with me, that's what lawyers charge. Is my information to you? I think it's worth more than that. But anyhow, we're doing the car calls. It's about half the price of the webinars, but it's a phone conversation. And if you have an iPhone, we'll even do a face-to-face. But we talk about you, the car deal that you hope, you dream about going and getting. You know, a lot of people say, hey, Harry, I go to the dealership and I get a good deal. I know my dealer. He gives me a great deal. Ha! That's like saying I know a casino operator out in Las Vegas and he's going to let me win the jackpot at the big spinning wheel. At the big crap table. He's going to let me win at the crap table. That doesn't happen. You go home with no money. Oh, a few of you win. That's what keeps everybody coming back. They put a few winners out there, and that's kind of what we did in the car business. You know, we'd get a tough retail automotive consumer in there, and we'd just go ahead, okay, let's sell this guy one below cost. He'll go out there and tell 1,000 people about the deal, and we'll hammer the rest of them. That's how it works. But anyhow, over the weekend, we're going to be putting at Car Concerns Radio Consulting, we're going to be putting together an automobile cyber team that's going to help people. You know, carjacking. About 10 years ago, enthusiasts started using a form of car hacking to get into automobile computers, modify settings, and improve engine performance. But anyhow, the study say these vehicular computer and communication systems, now they're being hacked by these cyber criminals. I mean, you could be driving down the road and these cyber criminals could take over your vehicle as you're driving. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do, let's see. In 2010, a former car dealership employee in Austin, Texas, was arrested. Listen to this. This was a trusted employee at an Austin, Texas new car dealership, was arrested for allegedly using a password stolen from the former co-worker to hack into the remote immobilizer system and disabled about 100 ready-to-purchase cars. The hacker is accused of attacking a WebTech Plus system operated by Pay Technologies, which the dealership used with customers who didn't make their payments. Oh, well, I know what this was. And this about 10 years ago, they came out with this. These buy here, pay here lots, which are absolutely, they should be outlawed. They charge you about 400% interest to buy a car for people who have subprime credit. Hey, if you've got subprime credit, you need to attend the Car Concerns Credit Conference. Hey, let me help you out. Have I helped you yet? That's what I tweet. Hey, I can get that credit. I can get that credit healthy again. It's going to take about 90 days, but I can get that credit. If you're sitting out there with 500, 600 credit score, I can get that credit score within points of 720, which is puts you back in prime time, which will cost you less when you go borrow money for a car. It'll cost you less for car insurance. It'll cost you less all across the board. Let me help you get your credit into a healthy position. Yeah, it could be a healthy driver. Hey, by the way, this show is brought to you by HealthyDriver.com. I don't believe I've said that once in this show. But anyhow, let's get your credit in shape. Let's attend the Car Concerns Credit Conference. It'll take about 10 minutes of your day, and I'll tell you exactly what we're going to do to get that credit in tip-top shape, where it can run the marathon with anybody's credit. And then go to HealthyDriver.com, and I'm going to get you in shape. I'm on this program that I've been talking about for a couple of weeks now. Hey, it's incredible. I don't know if you notice the energy level in my voice. The energy level in my voice, it's indicative of the energy level that I feel. Hey, golly bum, I remember when I was in college, and I used to take these uppers to study, like every college kid does. I wasn't a druggie, but, I took these things to keep me up so I could study. And, this is kind of, I asked John Griffin on the show the other day if there was any amphetamine, and I think that's what it is. Used to be called Black Widows. That's what I used to take. And boy, they'd keep you up. Sleep, you forget sleep. You didn't need it. But anyhow, this is kind of the thing with this, what I'm taking now. I'm taking the 2 supplements, and I'm taking the drops under my tongue. And if you'll go to HealthyDriver.com, it's explained all right there. And what John doesn't like to talk about on the program is he doesn't like to talk about the opportunity. There's a form there at HealthyDriver.com, and I've got off my subject matter. I'm sorry. We are going to start the Car Concerns Auto Cybercrime unit. And we're going to help protect automotive consumers, American motorists, from cybercrime. But anyhow, go to HealthyDriver.com, HealthyDriver.com, fill out that form there. There's an opportunity there for you, too. Hey, folks, not only am I losing this weight, but I'm helping thousands of you. You can, if you're sitting there and you don't have a job, hey, I know a bunch of people, hundreds of people probably in your group, in your area, who need to lose 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. Some people need to lose 100 pounds. I was on the road yesterday, and I look over and notice the health of, people eating the hamburgers in the car, drinking the Cokes. Hey, we're going to help you with that. Go to HealthyDriver.com, fill out the form, and then call me at 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. I want to tell you about the opportunity that you can have with this product, not only to get in shape, but to improve that bank account. Anyhow, I'm Harry Douglas, Car Concerns Radio. Great to be with you this week. Thanks to all the guests we had here. Hey, we'll come back next week and we'll do it all over again.
The opinions you hear on the Business Talk Radio Network are those of the host, callers, and guests, and not necessarily those of this station, Business Talk Radio Network, its management, or advertisers. The information on the Business Talk Radio Network does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or securities. Investing involves risks, so please consult a professional before investing. If you have any questions or comments about the Business Talk Radio Network, contact us at 203-323-7300 or at our website, businesstalkradio.net.